Never become what you hate.
Never become what you hate is a powerful reminder about integrity and self-awareness. It means that in the pursuit of justice, revenge, or even change, you should not adopt the same behaviors, values, or mindset as those you oppose, because doing so erodes your moral foundation and turns you into the very thing you once stood against. It's a warning often seen in politics, when revolutionaries become tyrants. Personal life, when someone wronged becomes bitter or abusive themselves. Philosophy echoes the Nietzsche quote, "He who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster." Would you like this turned into a quote, story, or image?
What are the examples of history?
Here's a comprehensive breakdown of how people or movements became what they hated, drawn from political, religious, civil rights, and personal history. Political revolutions turned tyrannical. 1. French Revolution, Reign of Terror. Hated monarchic tyranny, inequality, and political repression. Became a brutal regime led by Robespierre that used mass executions to silence dissent. Result, thousands guillotined. Liberty became fear. The revolution devoured its own children. 2. Bolshevik Revolution, Russia, hated czarist oppression, secret police, and lack of freedom. Became a communist police state with gulags, mass censorship, and purges. Stalin's regime killed more than 20 million, often in the name of the people, from liberation to liquidation. 3. Post 9/11 US War on Terror, hated terrorism, lawlessness, and regimes that abuse rights. Became a global surveillance state that used torture, indefinite detention, and targeted drone killings. Result, Guantanamo Bay, NSA spying, civilian casualties in Iraq and Afghanistan. To protect freedom, freedom was bent and broken. Religious institutions becoming what they opposed. 4. The Catholic Church, Inquisition era, hated paganism, heresy, and persecution of early Christians. Became the persecutor, torturing, executing, and censoring in the name of purity. Result, centuries of fear, repression, and burned heretics, from martyrs to judges with fire and rope. 5. Islamic caliphates post-Muhammad. Early Islam emphasized equality, justice, and protection of people of the book. Later dynasties, Umayyads, Abbasids, became monarchic, engaged in civil war, used torture and execution for power. Result, caliphates mirrored the empires they overthrew, from revelation to political domination. Losing their moral compass. 6. Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe, hated British colonial rule and white minority oppression. Became a ruthless dictator, seized land, crushed opposition, starved the population, and rigged elections. Result, economic collapse and mass suffering, from freedom fighter to iron-fisted ruler. 7. Some Black Power movement's extremist fringes hated racism, segregation, and white supremacy. Became, in small cases, racially exclusionary, hostile to integration, and occasionally violent. Example, certain offshoots calling for racial separatism or retaliation mirrored supremacist rhetoric, opposing supremacy by mimicking it. Individual betrayals, when people mirror their oppressors. 8. Revolutionaries turned assassins. Example, Brutus betraying Caesar. He opposed Caesar's tyranny, but assassinated him, becoming a conspirator and symbol of betrayal. He feared one tyrant, but helped birth civil war. 9. Domestic abuse victims becoming abusers. Hated cruelty, control, emotional violence. Some become abusive themselves toward partners, children, or others, often unconsciously reenacting the dynamic. Cycle, abuse is inherited unless broken. Hurt people unless they heal. The moral thread. All of these examples underscore this truth. Hatred is a mirror. Stare long enough and it stares back. Would you like this adapted into a visual timeline, speech, or cinematic short story?
Come on! And this is why you never become what you hate. And sadly, this is exactly what not just myself, but other people are seeing right now.